The door of the old apartment slammed shut by itself at exactly 2:06 a.m. on January 1st, 2026. Every light went out at once. In the darkness, a deep voice spoke in slow, broken English. "You crossed into my year." Emma froze on the floor, clutching her little brother's hand as something cold wrapped around her ankle and began to pull her toward the dark hallway. The air smelled like smoke and wet stone. From the corner of the room, a shadow lifted itself off the wall and started to walk. And then the whisper came again, closer this time. "This is a 2026 horror story." Emma opened her mouth to scream. And everything went quiet. 2 weeks earlier, none of this had started yet. Emma Carter was 12 years old and had just moved with her family to a small apartment building on the edge of town. It was winter, and the trees outside were bare and gray. Her dad said the place was cheap and quiet. Her mom said it was only for 1 year. The building was old. Very old. The walls were thick. The stairs creaked. And there was a strange symbol painted near the back entrance that no one could explain. Emma didn't like it. Her brother Noah was 8 and thought the place was cool. He liked the echo in the hallways and the way sounds traveled at night. On their first evening, the power flickered for a second. Just a blink. Then everything came back on. "That's not normal," Emma said. "It's fine," their dad replied. "Old building." That night, Emma woke up to the sound of bells. Not church bells. Small bells. Soft. Like someone shaking them far away. She sat up in bed and listened. The sound came from inside the walls. The next morning, she told her parents. Her mom smiled and said it was probably pipes. Her dad didn't look convinced, but he said nothing. A few days later, Emma found an old calendar in the basement laundry room. It was stuck to the wall with rusted nails. The year printed on it was 2026. But the date boxes were empty. No numbers. No days. Only words written in black ink across the top. The year that walks back. Emma felt cold just reading it. She pulled it down and brought it upstairs. That night, she searched the words online, but nothing came up. No stories. No news. Nothing. On December 31st, the last day of the year, the building felt different. Too quiet. No music from neighbors. No voices. No TVs. At 11 p.m., the elevator stopped working. At 11:30, phones lost signal. By 11:50, the hallway lights turned red for a moment, then went back to normal. Noah started acting strange. He stood near the wall and pressed his ear against it. "It's counting," he said softly. Emma laughed nervously. "What's counting?" Noah didn't answer. At 11:59 p.m., the bells returned. This time, they were loud. The sound filled the apartment, even though there were no bells anywhere. Their parents stood up, confused. Their dad reached for the door to check the hallway. Before he could open it, the knocking started. Not on the door. From inside the wall. Knock. 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 The TV turned on by itself. A black screen showed white numbers. Midnight. The moment the year changed to 2026, the temperature dropped. Emma could see her breath. The walls began to sweat dark water that dripped onto the floor. Then the voice spoke for the first time. "You stayed." The door slammed. The lights went out. And now Emma was here, on the floor, being pulled into the darkness by something she couldn't see. The shadow stepped closer. It was tall and thin, like it had been stretched too far. Its face looked like a mask made of smoke, with empty eyes that reflected light even in the dark. Noah screamed. The shadow stopped. It turned its head slowly toward him. "Child," it said. "You hear me best." Emma grabbed a lamp and threw it. The lamp shattered against the wall, and the shadow flickered like a broken picture. The grip on her ankle loosened. She pulled Noah up and ran. They locked themselves in the bathroom. Emma pushed a towel under the door. The bells stopped. For a moment, everything was silent. Then water began to drip from the ceiling. But it wasn't water. It was black. The mirror fogged up, and words appeared on the glass, written by nothing Emma could see. 2026 has begun. Emma backed away, heart pounding. Outside the bathroom, the apartment creaked like something heavy was walking through it. Then came the sound of slow clapping. One clap. Then another. And the voice spoke again, right outside the door. "Open," it said gently. "Your story has started." The bathroom door handle began to turn. Slowly. And then it stopped, suddenly, like something else had grabbed it from the other side. From the hallway, a second voice whispered, angry and sharp. "No. Not yet." The lights flickered back on. The clapping stopped. The handle went still. Emma and Noah stared at the door, not breathing, as the walls began to shake and something heavy crashed onto the floor outside, followed by a deep, painful scream that did not sound human at all. The building groaned. And from the basement below them, something started to climb the stairs. The sound from the basement was slow at first. Step. Drag. Step. Each sound scraped through the building like a nail on metal. Emma held Noah close as they stood frozen in the bathroom. The door was still shut, but the handle shook once, gently, like someone testing it. Then the voice returned. Not the soft one. The angry one? "Stay back," it growled from the hallway. "They are not ready." The building answered with a loud crack. The lights flickered again, and for a second, Emma saw shadows moving under the bathroom door. Too many shadows. Too many legs. The steps from the basement stopped. Everything went quiet. Noah whispered, "Is it gone?" Before Emma could answer, their dad shouted from the living room. "Emma! Noah!" Emma ran to the door and yanked it open. The hallway was empty, but the air felt heavy, like before a storm. Their parents stood by the couch, pale and shaking. "What's happening?" their mom asked. "The power just came back. The clock's reset." Emma opened her mouth to explain, but the words felt wrong. Like the building didn't want her to say them. "We heard noises," she said instead. Her dad nodded slowly. "So did we." They didn't sleep that night. When morning came, the apartment looked normal again. No black water. No red lights. No shadows. But the calendar in the basement had changed. Emma checked it after breakfast. The words were still there, but now a date had appeared in the first empty box. January 1st. Below it, written smaller, "One has entered." Emma felt sick. Over the next few days, strange things kept happening. Noah began talking in his sleep. Not mumbling, talking clearly. He said numbers. Dates. Times. January 16th. He whispered one night. 3:22 a.m. Emma shook him awake. He didn't remember saying anything. Neighbors started acting odd too. Mrs. Green from downstairs stopped using the elevator. She said it whispered to her. A man on the third floor moved out overnight, leaving his door wide open and his TV still on. On January 5th, the fire alarm went off at 2:06 a.m., the same time as the door slam. Everyone rushed outside into the cold. Firefighters found no smoke. No fire. No broken wires. But Emma noticed something else. Every window in the building reflected the same thing. Not the people standing outside. The hallway. Empty. Dark. Waiting. That night, Emma finally told her parents everything. About the calendar. The voices. The shadows. Her mom listened quietly. Her dad didn't interrupt. When Emma finished, he rubbed his face and sighed. "I grew up near a place like this," he said slowly. "My grandmother warned us about certain buildings. She said some places remember time differently." Emma leaned forward. "What does that mean?" "It means," he said, "some places don't let years pass. They collect them." On January 10th, Noah went missing for exactly 7 minutes. Emma found his bedroom empty. The window was locked. The door hadn't opened. His shoes were still there. Then, suddenly, he was back. Sitting on his bed like nothing happened. Where were you? Emma cried. Noah blinked. I was listening. Listening to what? To 2026, he said. It talks under the floors. That night, Emma followed the sound herself. At 2:06 a.m., the bells rang again. She slipped out of bed and crept toward the kitchen. The sound came from the vent. She knelt and looked inside. The darkness moved. Not like a shadow. Like a tunnel. She heard whispers, overlapping voices speaking the same sentence again and again. Stay. 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 Emma pulled back, heart racing. On January 12th, the building lost power again. This time, it didn't come back. Phones were dead. The elevator was stuck between floors. Snow blocked the exits. The calendar updated itself. January 12th. 2 are marked. Emma realized the truth then. The building wasn't haunted. It was counting people. At 2:06 a.m., the basement door creaked open. The family stood together in the living room, holding flashlights. From the darkness below came the sound of dragging footsteps again, closer than before. The soft voice returned. You can leave, it said. But one must stay. The angry voice answered from the walls. Lies. The floor began to crack. A long, thin shape pulled itself up from the basement stairs. Its body looked broken, bent at the wrong angles. Its face shifted like it couldn't decide what it was supposed to be. It smiled at Noah. You hear us best, it said kindly. Emma stepped in front of her brother. Take me. The thing tilted its head. The lights exploded in a flash of white. The walls screamed. And the calendar downstairs tore itself off the wall as something heavy burst through the ceiling of the basement, climbing fast, far faster than before, straight toward their apartment door. The apartment door bent inward as something slammed against it from the other side. Once. Twice. The whole hallway shook. Emma pushed Noah behind her parents. The flashlight beam jumped wildly across the walls. Dust fell from the ceiling like gray snow. Everyone to the bedroom! Their dad shouted. They ran. The moment they crossed the doorway, the front door burst open with a loud crack. Cold air rushed in, carrying the smell of wet stone and smoke. Footsteps entered the apartment. Slow. Heavy. Careful. The soft voice spoke first. You offered yourself, Emma. Her heart dropped. How do you know my name? The voice laughed gently. This place knows all names. The angry voice answered from inside the walls. Don't listen. It feeds on choices. The bedroom door slammed shut by itself. The room went dark. Then the clock on the wall turned on, glowing bright white. The numbers spun fast, skipping days, weeks, months, until they stopped. December 31st, 2026. Emma stared at it. But it's January. The soft voice sighed. Not here. The walls of the bedroom began to stretch, like they were breathing. The floor felt soft under Emma's feet, like wet sand. From the corner of the room, the tall shadow appeared again. This time, it looked clearer. Its body was made of moving darkness, but inside it, Emma saw faces. People. Some were old. Some were young. All of them were afraid. You said one must stay, Emma said, forcing herself to speak. Why? Because years must be lived, the shadow replied. Time cannot pass empty. The angry voice shouted, louder now. You trap them. You don't need them. The shadow turned toward the wall. Silence. You failed to stop me before. The wall cracked open like glass. Inside it was the basement. But not the basement Emma knew. It was huge. Endless. Filled with doors floating in the air, each one marked with a year. And far away, glowing brighter than the rest. Noah stepped forward, eyes wide. That's where they go. Emma grabbed him. Don't look. The shadow reached out. Its hand stopped inches from Emma's face. It felt cold without touching her. You feel time, it said. You understand fear. You would be perfect. Their mom cried out. Please. Take me instead. The shadow paused. Then it smiled wider. Too late. The floor split open. Dark hands reached up, grabbing at Emma's legs. She screamed as they pulled her down, toward the glowing door marked 2026. No! Noah shouted. Something changed. The angry voice roared through the room, shaking the walls. Now! The calendar in the basement burst into flames. Every door below began to shake. The shadow screamed for the first time. No! You'll break it! The building groaned as if it were alive and in pain. Lights exploded. Pipes burst. Water poured down the walls. Noah ran forward and grabbed Emma's arm with both hands. I won't let go, he said, crying. I hear it, but I choose you. The hands loosened. The shadow recoiled, backing away from the door. The angry voice spoke clearly now, not angry anymore, but tired. Choice breaks the count. The glowing door flickered. The shadow shrank, folding in on itself like burning paper. You can't stop a year, it hissed. No, the voice replied. But we can end this one. The door marked 2026 slammed shut. The basement vanished. The floor sealed. The bedroom lights came back on. Silence fell. The apartment looked normal again. No cracks. No shadows. No voices. The clock reset to the current date. January 13th, 2026. They didn't speak for a long time. Later that morning, emergency crews arrived. The building was declared unsafe. Everyone had to leave immediately. As they packed, Emma felt a strange calm. Like the building was finally asleep. Before they left, she went back to the basement one last time. The calendar was gone. In its place, carved into the wall, were new words. This year was broken. Outside, snow fell softly. The sun felt warm for the first time since they moved in. As the family drove away, Noah looked back at the building. It's quiet now, he said. Emma nodded. But deep underground, far below the basement that no longer existed, something stirred. A faint ticking sound began. Slow. Patient. Counting toward the next time someone would listen.